Hello everyone, and we're outside the Portsmouth Cathedral, and we're going to take a look at the outside, and then we're going to go on inside and have a look. It's a beautiful October morning. It's 11:15 Saturday morning, and first thing we see is this sign here, and for those who can't quite read it, it says 101 High Street stood here and was bombed in the Blitz of 10th of January 1941. The family sheltering in the cellar died, and then it's got all the names of the people that died, and may they rest in peace. So, this is an Anglican church. It's actually called the Cathedral Church of St. Thomas of Canterbury. And history is quite extensive, as you would imagine, for a cathedral. A nice tower there. We'll talk about the tower shortly. So, in 1180, the land was donated by a man called Jean de Guiser. I'm not quite sure if I pronounced that correctly. And he was a wealthy Norman merchant. And he donated the land to the Southwick Priory so they could build a chapel. St. Thomas of Canterbury was assassinated and martyred 10 years earlier, so the chapel was named after him. And it became the parish church in the 14th century and a cathedral during the 20th century. As you can see, it's a magnificent building. The first chapel was completed in 1188, and a tower was used as a lighthouse, a lookout point, as it was the tallest building in Portsmouth at that time. During the 100 Years' War, the church was survived an attack in 1337 by the French, which destroyed most of Portsmouth. I'm going to go around and look at the side. And in 1449, the Bishop of Chichester was murdered by local sailors, and the town's occupants were excommunicated, and the church was closed. And we're looking at the brass doors. We're looking at the brass doors. And this is the formal entrance of the church, although we will be going through the side entrance. Try and capture the size of it. So there we are. We have a memorial plaque here, which I will show you. Okay. In 1591, it's recorded that Elizabeth I worshipped in the church, and during the English Civil War, parliamentary forces attacked the town, which was in 1642. A royalist garrison used the church tower to observe enemy forces, which were positioned in Gosport, and they fired on the church and inflicted some damage, resulting in the ruining of the tower and the nave. This is the back of the church, of the cathedral. damaged stones here. We have another stone here to mark the resolve to complete this cathedral in commemoration of the liberation of Europe 1944 to 1945. This stone was laid here by Field Marshal Viscount Montgomery of Alamein, KG, on the 6th of June 1966. So in 1660, England saw the restoration of the monarchy, and Charles II authorised the collection, and £9,000 was collected, which was sufficient to rebuild the tower and the nave, which took place in 1683 to 1693. Galleries were added in 1708 to cater for the growing congregation, and again in 1750. Now the wooden cupola above with a lantern for shipping was donated in 1703. Along with 8 bells, and in 1957 additional bells were cast, and the tower now holds 12 bells. In 1927 the church became a cathedral. So we're going to go inside and have a look. So here we are in this beautiful building, and as you can see, we have a one-way system for the protection of people. Face masks, of course, are required at this time and age, and so hopefully you can hear me clearly. And we're going to look around, and I'll tell you what I can. There are lots of modern paintings on the walls here on the side as we go round. Unfortunately, modern art doesn't excite me very much. I prefer the old styles. This is supposed to depict the road to Calvary. Excuse me. And the crucifixion. Just take a look inside the cathedral here. As you can see, it's all laid out to allow people to worship. Safely with COVID restrictions. Beautiful stained glass window there. This is the deposition. This is the font. It's made to a Greek design of the 9th century. Classical. So the pulpit, which you can see there, used to be a 3-tier one, but unfortunately only 1 tier is left now. And looks like they're preparing here for a service later on today. Oh, looks very nice. Beautiful stained glass windows at the front. I'll see if I can get there. Okay. Wrong.
My name's Brenda and I volunteer here at the Cathedral in Portsmouth. But as you've already gone through, that is the oldest part of the building, and services are held there normally under normal circumstances. There's a small chapel at that side there which we have small services also. This is the main service area when we're not under COVID. But all this is set out now because we are now able to have the choristers singing here. And they're here and it's spaced out like this so that they have plenty of space between them. So on the major services on a Sunday, we're able to have the choristers. During the day, we're open for prayer. So people can come in and sit quietly, light a candle and pray, or they can come in just to look around the cathedral. Every day at midday, Monday to Saturday, we have a service which lasts about half an hour. It's a communion service. So, you know, we might have 2 people, we might have 5, 6 people. But we are open for people to be here, and that's the important thing.
Yeah.
So that's it really, that's the way it stands at the moment. And we are increasing things. The shop is going to open on the 19th, and we're getting more and more of the choristers back, which is really good.
Okay. Thank you very much.